What if Kane defeated The Undertaker in WrestleMania 14? And welcome back to my channel, and again, this is Mikeratto, and well, we are at a new What If episode, which today we're going to discuss the possibility of another timeline which Kane defeated The Undertaker, what will be the booking, and yeah. So well, in this timeline, Kane defeats The Undertaker. Let's bold that sentence and let's think about that. The highlight is that while the streak never got huge because it ended early, that means that the Monster Kane will be elevated to the main event status, well, because he defeated The Undertaker at WrestleMania. By that booking also, well, after the match, I'm going to remain the same result for the Inferno match, and that is The Undertaker defeating Kane in both of the situations. Why? At first, well, Kane actually was distracted by Vader, which, yeah, he is a monster. Kane is a monster, but two monsters beating him up is not enough for his powers. That means that, well, he was defeated because of Vader's interference. And in the second one, well, I think, well, The Undertaker still wins because of the corporate ministry still going to happen in the future of that storyline, or the Ministry of Darkness by that time. So, well, and after that defeat, well, Kane is going to be the champion. And unlike his one-day reign, though, yeah, Austin is a huge draw, but you have a guy who defeated The Undertaker at WrestleMania, 6 consecutive wins, while you can have him as your main champion. Still, well, I am thinking that his first reign should end at Survivor Series 1998. Why it is not a year-long title reign? Well, because remember, we are also building The Rock, Mankind, Austin, The Undertaker, and everyone else. So yeah, that will be the focus of this What If. And for this title reign, while Kane will be much involved in a storyline between him, his brother The Undertaker, and Stone Cold. The Undertaker's objective is to actually defeat Kane in his own hands. Because remember, The Undertaker only defeated Kane in the first Inferno match because of Vader helping him. Though The Undertaker did not want the help, but Vader actually helped The Undertaker defeat Kane because, well, Kane unmasked Vader and all of that stuff. And as for Austin, he wants his title back. And instead of being the hunted, he is much of a hunter. And that means also in this timeline, you can have Paul Bearer and Vince McMahon having segments which, well, they can form an alliance, a tease for the future corporation. But yeah, Paul Bearer is talking with Vince McMahon on Kane's title reign, and they should protect his son for this contenders. Paul Bearer and Vince McMahon thinks on a backstage segment, which, well, Vince McMahon agrees. He wants Kane to be the champion because Kane actually follows Vince McMahon's orders. Kane will also do favors for Vince McMahon, which, well, there are also a lot of heels who will help Kane in this timeline, which they will attack Austin or The Undertaker on an episode of Heat or Monday Night Raw, which will make the champion strong. And Mankind will also be at Kane's side. That means that while the two are not going to be tag team champions, and Mankind, well, he is more of a follower of Paul Bearer by this time, And because, well, Paul Bearer and Vince McMahon are allies, well, Mankind will also just follow them. And yeah, you can have Mankind, Kane, Undertaker, and Austin in the title picture. And what is it now for The Rock? Well, The Rock will be built on the mid-card division by now. Well, just like in real life, he will also make huge catch braces, which it will actually make him over. And as for the WWE Championship, well, Kane will actually have a long run with it. So, the first pay-per-view, they will have a triple threat match, which Kane will win because of the help of Mankind. And yeah, even Big Boss Man will help Kane in this timeline to attack Austin. That means that we will see a alliance between Big Boss Man and Vince McMahon. So yeah, you have that. After their first match at Fully Loaded 1998, well, this is on their way to SummerSlam. And the plan is, well, we have Kane versus The Undertaker at SummerSlam 1998 and Mankind versus Austin. Why? Why did I book like this? Well, it's the eventual revenge of The Undertaker at SummerSlam. He wants this revenge so badly. And for Austin, well, it's more of Mankind versus Austin with Big Boss Man on Mankind's corner or a handicap match. I know before you comment down below that, wow, this match card doesn't look so good. And if you're putting The Undertaker losing again to Kane at SummerSlam, but at least it ain't Austin. Austin will defeat Mankind and Big Boss Man on their handicap match, and Kane will defeat The Undertaker yet again to remain as champion because, well, we are making Kane a dominant champion. And yeah, now with Kane actually having a 2-month title reign by this time, which, well, he defeated Austin The Undertaker in consecutive pay-per-views, you will have Mankind wanting a title shot because, well, he is doing the bidding of Vince McMahon and Paul Bearer, helping Kane on multiple occasions, which this will happen on Monday Night Raw, and Kane will squash Mankind in this match. Well, I know Mankind will be built. Well, we will build him in SummerSlam, or rather in Survivor Series 1998. And yeah, on an episode of Raw, that same episode, well, the Hell in a Cell match will happen. What happened in real life except Kane defeats Mankind with those 3 tombstones, I think, and then the steel chair, and then after that, Austin and The Undertaker shows up, the lights goes out, Undertaker and Austin are both on each side of the ring, attacking Kane, and yeah, that will happen. And that means, well, it's another build-up. This time though, we will have Undertaker versus Mankind on the next pay-per-view, and Kane versus Austin. In this match, well, Undertaker defeats Mankind, and Austin, well, he didn't get the job done because, well, the match ended in a disqualification after Vince McMahon tries to distract Austin by hitting a steel chair, but instead it hits Kane, and then Paul Bearer and Vince McMahon will have an argument. The referee saw the steel chair shot. Austin is disappointed, and then Austin stuns Kane, Vince McMahon, and Paul Bearer to end the pay-per-view and sending the fans home happy. And as for Undertaker and Mankind, Undertaker defeated Mankind in an excellent match. Now at Survivor Series 1998, now we're here. Because of Austin stunning McMahon, McMahon will fire Stone Cold on an episode of Raw. And as for Undertaker, well, he will try to win the number one contendership spot at Survivor Series, which, well, Kane will cost him the match because, well, he doesn't want to fight his brother. He wants a new challenger, something like that, or something like, well, Kane costing the Undertaker the match without any reason, or something like reason to the storyline here. And as for Mankind, well, he is winning his matches, and on the finals, it is Mankind versus The Rock for the number one contendership, which Kane will again attack, and then Undertaker will attack Kane, and then the four will brawl, but McMahon will eject Undertaker in the building, and then Kane will have to defend his title, which later on, while Kane is thrown outside, the Undertaker will just go back again to the ring, beating up those guys who is trying to remove him out of the building, and then Kane and the Undertaker will brawl, going to the other side of the ring. Now Kane is out of the picture. The Rock and Mankind will have an excellent back and forth, just like in real life, and it will end in a screw job, and then it's a new WWE champion. On the next night of Raw, it's revealed that it was all pre-planned. The Rock becoming the corporate champion, and Vince McMahon talking with Paul Bearer about a possible escape if Undertaker and Austin will try to actually cost Kane the match. We have to have a new corporate champion by that time. And yeah, Paul Bearer agrees, and that storyline happened. The corporation is formed. The Rock as the corporate champion. Though at first you will see a tension between Kane and The Rock, but later on the two will actually try to coexist. And as for The Undertaker, well, later on, well, he will still build the Ministry of Darkness against the corporation. Paul Bearer now siding with The Undertaker instead of Vince McMahon, and then Kane will be lost in the corporation as he felt betrayed. Well, the ministry will be faces on the first few months, and then, well, they will turn heel after they attack Austin on an episode of Monday Night Raw, making a statement to the corporation, and thus ending our storyline. And then, while for Kane, he will have World Championship runs. This is the World Championship runs in this timeline that I think Kane should have. 1999 replacing Big Show's first title reign. In 2002 or 2003 for the World Heavyweight Championship, either by Half-Masked Kane or the psychotic Unmasked Kane. And then by 2008 with the ECW Championship, just like what happened in real life. And then by also 2007, if you don't want Great Khali to be the world champion, you can put Kane to fill up that role. And then 2010 as the world heavyweight champion yet again. And then you can have him as the champion in 2015 or not. For the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, as the last hurrah for his character, you can have that. And that is for his world title ones. If you're asking me who will win the 2001 Royal Rumble, well, the winner for the 2001 Royal Rumble is either Kane or Austin. Why? Well, because what happened in real life is actually great. But you can have Kane as the winner, and you can build him A as a triple threat match between Kane, Rock, and Austin, or B, you can have Rock and Austin just like in real life, or C, you can have Austin winning his title shot against Kane in No Way Out. something like that. So yeah, this is for today's video. I hope you all like it. Like, comment down below, share, subscribe, and subscribe, and subscribe, and subscribe. And again, this is Mikeratto, and peace.